Where is it? Quentin. See, he doesn't even know. Guys, it's so funny. Now, you guys probably don't know Quentin, but I've known Quentin a long time. He's been following me, man, so low these many years. And I think Quentin is from Europe, right? Quentin, you're from Denmark? But anyway, Quentin won, I believe, the second place grand prize of the Tool Boss Christmas giveaway, and he still doesn't even know that he won something. Well, he didn't win because he wasn't on live, but Quentin was just, Belgium. That's it. How dare I say Denmark? Hey, I was close, man. Quentin, you won the second place prize, man. You won. What did he win? What was second place there? I don't know. I think you won a 80-piece DeWalt bit set. 80 piece, man. The new Maxi Flex. Oh yeah. And you won a set of Avante miter saw blades. I'm trying to get the light here a little bit better. So anyway, yeah, Quentin, you really blew it, dude. How's that look? You were at work. Well, you should have watched a rerun, Quentin. That's no excuse. Yeah, no, hey, no, Quentin, I love you. Quentin, you're the best. I appreciate your viewership. You're a great young man. I mean, you could be older than me. I don't know, but honestly, you probably would have got a couple tool ball stickers sent to you. So, it's not a big deal. All right, but Quentin is the man. I love him. Okay, so anyway, real quick, I had an issue last night that I was fixing with my old Makita here. This is a hammer drill. I don't know what model number. XPH01. Cold one on me. Oh, man. Thank you, buddy. No need to do that, bud. I tell you, I wish you guys would just buy the freaking shirts instead of donating money. At least you get something. That's why Joe McCourt, he donated 20 bucks. I'm going to send him a shirt. All right, so anyway, I had some grinding in here. So I took this apart last night, and I had what was a piece of seal coat. I use this to make, and you shouldn't really use this with seal coat, but somehow seal coat got in here, and it was right on here. It was a little bit of a gunk. And I haven't really used this too much. I kind of noticed it had a little bit of a grind to it, but I took the old handy flathead screwdriver, and it's working much better. Anyway, yeah, the Makita. So anyway, I'm about to send out. You guys know the Wen. So I'm like, oh man, you know what? I took this apart, and Makita's awesome because they don't really have any of that safety bit crap, to try to get into their tools. With their batteries, you obviously need a security safety bit there. What's up, Chris? Yeah, I was just talking to Chris. But with Makita, it's awesome, and I'm like, you know what? I guarantee you that when I can get my old Wera Phillips and open that sucker. And sure enough, I could. But anyway, so I was thinking, you know what? Let's really show people what's involved with a premium brand impact driver. Okay, now they're both brushed. The lighting is terrible. I'm really sorry, guys. The Wen is not bad, VCG. It really is not. I mean, you're going to see just complete and, again, I can't recommend the Wen. You know what it is? It's just there's no point to these lower priced impact drivers. For 49 bucks for the kit, it's something to think about, all right? It was a deal. If you can get it at that price, or if you can get these deals where they're under 50 bucks and you get a kit, go crazy. But when this kit is $99. Now this is a brushed version. This isn't the one they were doing this holiday season. Um, you know, I don't even know what model this one is. XTD04. Uh, yeah, no, it's not really a tear. I'm not going, crazy here. I'm just going with the basics. And again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. I mean, it's hard to recommend this tool. For $63 for the kit with a 1.5 amp hour battery that is made like this. Now, again, it works fine. There's no protection inside here. There's wires flying everywhere. As soon as I open this up, the whole motor fell out of the tool. Now, with this, I mean, obviously, you got plastic right here. I guess you can kind of see there. Hold on. I'll try to point to it. This whole section here is plastic going into, the main part of the, $63. So, you got the brushed motor here. Now, this was submerged in water, and, there was no sign of water through this entire tool. But, just even looking at the connectors down here, and, the major thing also, now this is, the handle. This would be obviously what my handle is right here. You cannot believe the weight difference and the thickness of this. Oh, the lighting is so bad. I wasn't going to do this live, this video, because I knew I was going to have issues with the lighting. But just look at the thickness and, the security points of like securing the motor in here. All the air holes. Yep. The rubber overmolds. This weighs literally twice as much as this. And now you look inside here, just really nothing. There's nothing inside here. I wouldn't say it's bad. I mean, it's hard. It doesn't bend. It's just a difference in quality, in thickness, in design. This is just thrown together. These premium companies, they design everything. And I'm not, back in Makita here. I'm just being honest. Listen, if I could have opened up a DeWalt or a Milwaukee, I would have before Makita. But, just completely different type of poly, like Ave says, the polycarbonated plastic here, right there. But, getting back to the main part of it, I mean, there's really no plastic inside from the motor to the, the anvil up here, the chuck. Not the chuck, but you see over here, this is the only plastic you're going to see. That's it. This whole inside here, you got plastic from here going all the way. Let me see if you can see inside here. Yeah, I mean, just in the plastic alone right here. Like this, look. Now, this fell out, of course. Like this whole tool, when I opened it, it completely just fell out. But even these plastic, the trigger here, the selector right here, just a real hollow plastic. Like I said, this whole thing just fell apart. You look at the Makita, just a real solid, real thick piece of plastic with all kinds. Now, if you look in here, you just got one point here. This is the main point, which of course is plastic, and that's it. So this is your only point inside the trigger, is right here. And it's a piece of plastic that's going in, to the connectors and stuff like that. I mean, this whole trigger here has 3 different points from the trigger inside to the, the brains of the tool here. If you can see this would be great, but obviously you can't. you know, you go down to the bottom of the tool, and I didn't touch this at all, guys. This is just, you know, opening it up. And, you know, I'm not no, you know, engineer here on this stuff, but, you know, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to just look. And I was shocked. As soon as I opened, I'm like, I got to do this. And as soon as I saw this, I'm like, I got to get something. And I knew from just working with this. Let me grab and see if I got a Makita down there. But, I mean, going here to the brains of the tool here, you know, where the connector, where it gets its power, all types, the wires are all routed the right way. They're all kind of tucked in there with, you know, inside the handle, there's, you know, plastic, where's my thing here? You know, there's like plastic points where the wires just designed where you know you're not going to have any issues. You know, you got this piece right here. This is rubber, believe it or not. Again, some type of nice shock absorber type material, like I said. Yeah, it's really crazy. You know, with the there's nothing. You got your trigger, your selector, you know, kind of the brains of the tool right here, and then it's just wires and nothing. Just wires, all exposed wires. Now, again, this is just the when. Right here, actually, is the electronics. Yeah, let me show you. Right here is where it gets all its... Man, this light is so bad. You can see it? Yeah, like right here, guys, is where, you know, the memory and, you know, the brains of the tool connects from the battery. The circuit board right there. Again, really no protection down there at all. Nothing. You know, the bottom of it's right there. And again, once you take the tool apart, there's damage, you know, to the brains of the freaking tool. It's kind of like the heart or the brain. You know, down here, it's just all protected. Everything is like labeled and marked. Everything is the soldering, the plastic components, the wires. Again, you got a nice shock material right here to help. Again, the quality. I hope you can see that, guys. But here, you know, just take a look. You know, I'll let you see. I mean, again, this is a older, I don't know, brushed impact driver. Trying to read some of the comments. But, you know, all metal inside here. I mean, look at the size. Look at this. Hard, thick metal. You go into here, I mean, junk. You know, this isn't meant to last long. Don't get me wrong. This is not like a commercial grade tool. But, you know, the price point of something like this, where you're going to save $30. Now, again, this is a brushed Makita. You could get the brushless right now for $99 with a 3 amp hour battery. So, you know, just a real quick video. Just trying to show you what you guys are really getting when you go inside the tool. When you buy these just cheaper brands. I mean, just very hollow, very thrown together. Yep. No, you don't want that, man. This is just basic common sense what I'm doing. You know, I don't know what the freak his what is he, like an engineer? Yeah, working hands, you're getting that. That's the when. Can you even get to the brushes? I don't think so, bro. This is this is weird stuff right in here, man. I mean, I'm sure you can. You know, the power difference between these tools also. I mean, again, I think this is 950 inch pounds. You're looking at around 1400 here. Um, but just a real nice, solid. And again, you're not going to see much difference between this and the DeWalt and the Milwaukee and the Bosch. The Ryobi, I have to open one up. I can't say, but I don't think you'll see. I don't think you'll see this. This is very discouraging for the Wen company. But you know what? It works. Um, I have nothing bad. I mean, I can't say anything but bad about it. But it does what it's supposed to do. We dunked it. We dropped it. Working Hands Automotive is gonna be taking this over, and he's gonna, I don't know, rotate tires and do some mechanics works with it. He wants to, I'm like, whoa, this ain't gonna be taking any lug nuts off, but he's gonna go at it with it and just see what goes on. But there's no end cap. Obviously, you got the end cap with these awesome rubber overmolds on the back to protect it. There's really no protection at all on this Wen. We talked about it. It's like I was afraid to drop it. I didn't even want to drop this tool. If you saw the video that I did, there's no rubber overmolds, no protection points on this impact at all. Zero, none. You drop this from like 3 feet on concrete, you could have an issue. Not saying you're not going to have an issue with the Makita, but it's something to think about. Something really to think about. It's really all about the components, guys. Plain and simple. I'm not going to, blow smoke up your ass here and tell you anything but what common sense. And when you're spending $99, okay, on this with a 3 amp hour battery, not a 1.5, right? And this not even this one, a brushless. No, this is a brushed motor here. Get that out of here. $63. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my son's calling. Hello? Are you guys still there? All right, cool. Yeah, Chris, great. Obviously, and this is the first Wen incarnation of an impact driver. Listen, for $49, it's something to think about. It's half the price. But for, $28, I don't know, what is it? $30, $35 less. And it's not a bash on the Wen. Just be smart. You know what I'm saying? When you got, you're looking at the Bowers, the Harbor Freights, the tools that are new. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm sure those Harbor Freight, I'm sure there's millions of videos on the Bower and guys opening up the Hercules and stuff. I just thought that this was something for you guys to take a look at. If you're, considering even getting one of these to, throw in the back of your freaking car, throw in the back of your truck as an extra, it's just made to be thrown in the garbage can. It's just not, it's not going to work too long. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Is that true, Caterpillar? I didn't see any of the videos with with Ave. I'm sorry. I do see him. I don't, to me, I'm not really interested in the breakdowns. But he's saying the Bauer kind of looks like this. I mean, and you're paying a lot more money. I mean, 49 bucks for this, 69 for the Bauer. And listen, guys, at least you get a 2-year warranty with the Wen. I'm gonna give them that. You know, it's not a bash about the Wen. Um, you know, and you got to remember too, Stanley Black and Decker, they've been making these things for years. They're gonna have, even though it's a lesser, cheaper type brand, Stanley Black and Decker, and it goes for Ryobi too. I haven't seen inside of one, but I 100% guarantee the cheap Black and Deckers, the Ryobis, do not look like this inside of it. Not because of price point, but because they've been making them for a long time. The engineering that goes into the tool. They know how to cut costs and use different materials and different components inside an impact driver, but still make it secure, still make it to last, still make it durable. This is not a durable design. I hate to say it, but so that's it, guys. I'm not going to go too crazy here. I thought you guys would like to see inside of here of a premium brand. That's what, you know, like I said, you're going to find pretty much the same stuff inside of Milwaukee, at DeWalt, a Bosch. Obviously, they're going to be different. Some might have some metal components. Some might have some aluminum. Some might have some plastics. But, you know, the thing that really gets me is, you know, this part right there. That circuit board is where this tool, where there's literally nothing down here. No protection at all. I mean, it exposed as soon as you open the tool. I mean, I had to open it. It's all scratched up and you know, I mean, you can't even really, yep. You know, and with the Makita, yeah. It's probably right inside, I can, you know, right inside there. Where's 94 GT? About these Makitas, but he's gone, and I got my son home. Hey, bud. All right. So real quick, guys, just thought you'd like to see two brushed, premium, not so premium, and what you're getting for your money. What's up, buddy? How was school?
Good.
Good. All right.
Can I go to Grant's?
You want to go? Yeah, go ahead. All right, I gotta go. All right, guys. No, you can't. You can't even get into the brushes, I don't think, Mike, in here. I mean, you might be able to, but, I mean, Jesus. Not for a $60 freaking impact. You know, and that's the thing, too. You would never even want to replace the brushes in this. Because before the brushes go bad in this, you're going to have all different types of issues. You know, from not busting it by just dropping it. Now, like I said, it did fine when we dropped it in the water here. There was no signs of any, you know, damage. But just be smart, you know, that's all I'm saying. And you guys know I like to bust chops with the Harbor Freight stuff. All I'm saying is be smart. You know, if you can get a brushless Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita for the same price as a brushed Hercules, but if you want the Hercules, go get it. You know, that's your thing. But just think about it. That's all. Think about what you might be getting yourself into in the long term. And again, the warranty is big. And I you know, I'm busting the Wen's chops here, but you know what? I'm glad they stand by it. And I don't know. Hey, listen, they say they have a 2-year warranty, but who the hell knows how they honor it? I don't know. But I will, you know, hey, I will give them credit for at least having a 2-year warranty. Beats a 90-day warranty. And again, for the price I paid, $49, might be something to think about. But, you know, looks like the IKEA hammer drill Ave disassembled. Yeah, you know, that's a good point there, Auto Arsenal. You'd be very, very surprised on how many companies. A lot of these companies, even the Chinese, you know, generic type companies that are just busting out these Drill Masters, the IKEA brands. Don't be, you know, there's just different plastics. There's different molds that they use, but really the internals are very much alike. And you can see it a lot. I mean, you can see it with the Craftsman from TTI. The Craftsman TTI looks just like a lot of the rigid stuff, and vice versa. Um, that's one thing about Makita. It's pretty much just Makita. You know, with Milwaukee, you got TTI. You got Ryobi. They make rigid. Milwaukee. They make some Craftsman stuff. They're all over the place. Stanley Black and Decker. They're all over the place. They own, holy Christ, they own so much. Makita, you know, it's just them. And I'm sure they own other companies, don't get me wrong. And they might even own, I mean, I'm just talking from an American point of view. But an IKEA in Belgium, 18 euros, yeah. 79 bucks. Yep. Let me know how it is. No, you're going to get this, Working Hands. I want you to take this as long as you send it back, and I want you to review it, use it on your channel. Check out Working Hands. He better get going there. He better learn how to work a goddamn phone camera. He always does it like this, and I got to yell at him. But he's a cool dude. Yeah, and use it up, bro. Have fun with it, man. But all right, that's it, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Again, you can't really tell the difference in thickness, but just the points, the structure points, and pressure points and construction, where they have, it's yep, exactly. And here, everything is just thrown in here. It's all hollow. There's no points of keeping the structure to protect the internal components of the motor, the connectors, wires, all that stuff. It's just sloppy. So as soon as I cracked it open, I'm like, oh man, let's put her up against something. And again, take a look. All right, people. I'll catch you soon. I love you. Oh, thank you, man. That's great. Thank you, handyman. Thank you, Borscoped. All right, Jeff. Thanks, bud. I lost 94 GT along the way here. Chris Gray. Thanks, bud. Ben. Thanks, man. All right, guys. Thanks, Makita, man. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Auto Arsenal. Thank you, buddy. Charlie. All right, Charlie. I'll see you, bud. I appreciate that. All right, boys. I'll catch you. Mike Brown. Later.